4 days. 4 whole days is how long I've spent getting resources together for a build that might not even happen in this episode. It might be another episode or two before we actually see what comes of it. But I've been getting a bunch of resources together for a build that I want to put out here. Before we get into it, hey yo, it's Leno. Welcome back to another episode here on the CraftWorks SMP. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back into what I was talking about there. Right here. Last episode, we went and we raided a bunch of ocean monuments, and this happens to be one of them. And I have a goal this season where I want to make a prismarine farm. I have never actually made one, believe it or not. I've made a bunch of other farms, a bunch of other different builds, redstone contraptions, you name it. I've done a bunch of things, right? But I've never done a prismarine farm before, and that's something that I want to try. And I don't want to do just one of the little ones that you can find around on YouTube and everywhere else. I actually want to do one of the huge ones, like one of the really big ones around the CraftWorks server. Whenever I talk about my larger builds, like my piglin watering farm from last season, I refer to them as FWIP-sized builds. Yeah, and this one actually is kind of inspired by one that he did, but that's a build that will come, again, in the future, probably in the next couple of episodes, but probably not today. Because today, I actually want to work towards getting some of this drained out. I actually have a good feeling that I'm not going to get all of this drained out in today's episode, but stick around and find out. We'll see what actually happens. But I do have a massive structure planned for this area that's going to go all the way around it in a circular shape, I guess. And right here, we're going to drain this, and then we're going to remove all of this and stuff like that. Now, the thing about this is I don't really have enough sand to actually wrap all the way around this thing. I might actually, no, I don't. I know for a fact that I don't. But I do have a bunch of other materials here, like a bunch of deep slate, a bunch of glass, and a lot of the materials that I will need will actually come from the ocean monument itself, because I plan on building some of this out of the prismarine itself, and even using some of the sea lanterns somewhere. I don't know, we'll figure that out as we go. I've really just got the shell of this thing planned. I haven't figured out the rest of it just yet, but that's fine, because again, an episode or two from now is when we'll be building it, so I've got time. So that's kind of the plan, and I need to go and get a bunch more sand so I can actually get started on shaping this thing out and start getting prepared to drain this thing. And I have a feeling that I'm going to need plenty of sponges. In last episode, we got like almost 3.5 stacks, and I just get a slick feeling that that's not going to be enough. But again, we'll figure it out as we go. I'm going to go grab some more sand and get the shape put in around here and show you guys what I'm working with. Alright, I think I've got everything together to go on ahead and get started on making the outline of this build and start getting the area drained. I've spent literally all day, the last 2 days, getting all the materials together to do this thing, and I've also been in a creative test world trying to, add to the build, which I probably shouldn't be doing because this build is already quite large. But now that I've expanded it, I truly believe that this build is about to be the largest build I've ever done, and that's saying something, because you guys know me, I build big anyway. And as you can see back here, I've already expanded the chest monster that is back here, and that's because I'm going to need a ton of resources. I pretty much had to double everything that was already out here, honestly, except for maybe like one material. Yeah, so I've got a variety of things here, and I still don't have everything I need. That's going to be something that I will grab later on. I don't really need it right this second. In the meantime, I am going to go on ahead and grab the sand, and I'm going to go on ahead and start making the outline out here, and then start trying to get this area drained. I will catch you guys here in a bit. Alright, so some progress has been made, and I have gotten some stuff laid out over here for, well, getting this drained, and let me just tell you, this has been a massive pain. I've been at this for absolute hours. It's been crazy, and you might have just noticed that my wardrobe has changed yet again. So yeah, I changed skins, but that's not really the important part. You might notice that I am not in netherite, and I don't have netherite tools, and you probably have noticed the wings. Yeah, we finally did the dragon fight. That was the whole thing, but before we get into that, I just kind of want to show you what I've got going on over here. So, I started by making this area over here into like a grid, so I was basically doing this, but I was also adding in another row of sands going this way. And that was taking so long to do, but I did manage to get all of this drained out with, all the sponges and everything. And then I just, out of curiosity, tried doing it this way instead of doing all the extra gridding. And this was a lot quicker. So I think this is going to be the way I go with draining the rest of this. So that's not really a problem. Over here you can see that I have made a little contraption to kind of do this. So first and foremost, I have never drained an ocean monument. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just messing around and figuring it out as I go. But just for, well, explanation's sake, I'm going to show you what I've been doing. So what I started doing was I put a piston over here, and then I put an observer right here, and you can see that it is facing inwards towards the piston here, and then I space it out with another piston back here and an observer facing inwards, so there should be a gap right here, and the eyeballs are facing each other. The typical redstone clock type of redstone thing. And when you power it on, you can see that this goes a lot faster than normal. So like if I would have set it up with just the 2 observers in this without the piston and everything back here, this wouldn't be going this fast. So what I've been doing is I have been placing my cursor right there. I've been free camming out, and I have been changing the free cam mode so I can actually kind of move my character around in free cam. And I have been doing this number here, and you can see it's a little glitchy, but it is placing the sand. And this has been a lot quicker than the way I was doing it. I've got no idea what my character is doing now. This is, okay, there it goes. Yeah, that was very weird. But yeah, you have these weird visual glitches from time to time doing this. Probably because we're not supposed to be doing this, I guess, in the eyes of Mojang, but we're not going to talk about all that. Yeah, other than that, that is pretty much it. Nope, stop trying to shoot me. Okay. Yeah, anyway, that's the explanation on that. Now, about the wings and the armor and everything else. Check out this footage.
Are we going to do a little intro or no? Just hopping in.
This is the intro. Hello, dragon.
Hey, what's up?
I like it right there.
Hello, dragon.
Hello, dragon, my old friend.
I've come to slay
Come
you
to fight
again.
with you again. All right, there's the
Dragon
copyright.
land, dragon.
That
Okay, never mind.
Dragon tails.
Nope.
Here
Nope.
goes.
Okay.
That way.
I was trying not to get copyrighted.
Hey,
There's
nobody,
Dragon land. We're off
no,
brand.
we're going south. And we're off.
Yeah,
Most
we're
of
going
us
down.
have
Horses
actually,
or no horses?
Oh, I do have one now, and it's got the best
Oh,
name.
all you jump runners. Ugh.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Cuban is
Oda,
horse.
we have golden carrots now. You don't need to worry about
Yeah, but I
got
don't have
steaks.
16
Speak for
stacks
yourself.
of them.
You don't need them. How much are you eating?
I mean, we have a
If
farmer
I
out
run
at
and
the.
jump a lot. Oh, this is nice. I
We
haven't been
have
over
a
here
farmer
yet.
that sells gold carrots.
Also have a lane that sells golden carrots.
Oh yeah, a lane that sells golden carrots. 2 for a diamond. 2 stacks for a diamond. It's an excellent.
Oh, I thought you meant
price.
2
I
carrots
can
for a
afford
diamond. I was like,
lane.
no
This
thanks.
dragon fight is brought to you
right?
by I Got Junk.
I got
We
that.
have all the eggs from Archon.
wow.
All right,
Okay, ready?
do the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there goes Goose.
There goes
Okay.
lag.
Not all at once.
Oh
Not all
gosh.
at once.
Safe.
Oh gosh.
Careful. It's
Lag,
a platform.
lag,
It's a
lag.
platform.
It's a platform.
All
Okay.
Oh,
So
wait,
we're
be
This
careful,
is
be
gonna
careful.
not end well.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
was,
you
that
don't
was
go all at
scary.
once.
Okay, maybe
So
only
the
3
rest
of
of
us
us
go
are just
next.
staying. Like,
No, you're
just
good.
gonna
You're
let
good.
them do it?
No, don't go
Okay,
yet.
we're good now. Did anybody bring a spyglass for this?
Nope.
Yes.
Millie did.
No, I didn't.
Are we doing
Millie,
it? Okay, yeah.
I
let's-
did, but
I ain't
Oh,
sharing.
Oh,
you just got hit because
whoa.
you just disappeared. Goodbye.
That was... Wow.
Anybody else want the spyglass?
GG, Nord.
How did I?
I
that's
haven't,
not-
but I'll
oh,
do
wow.
my own later.
Okay.
I mean,
That's just-
granted, I
Ooh,
just
that
crafted
hurts.
this bow before this started, so. This is my basic bow.
Where did you go?
Comment, Joe?
I'm gonna die.
Incoming.
Whoa.
Okay, he's low.
Okay, y'all need to stop shooting me.
I shot a wild Oda.
I love all the boats on the ground. It's kind of funny.
Does anybody
GG Feather.
That's why I built this. It's my safe spot.
Epic
Okay,
in
chest
I
here.
got a
Gangnam
chest here,
Style.
guys. Put everybody's stuff in it.
I'm gonna die.
He's after you.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Everybody get under the thing.
that just happened.
It's that
Underword.
death message.
I can't believe I just got arson. The fire thief. Slain by arson.
Oh, man.
That would be the way to go, though. So I'm
Try
guessing
and-
my application for volunteer fire
It's
department is not...
redacted!
Yeah,
It's
that's
shredded
what I
in
thought.
toilet
Okay.
paper!
I think we can make this.
Oh, I'm not testing it.
I am. I've given up. Oh, it took so long that I thought for a second it missed. I was like,
You left it in the right. No! Oh no! Oh. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed all of that footage. While you was watching that, I was finishing draining that thing over there. We'll talk about that here in just a second. I just want to address how long it took. It took me 4 days of just non-stop working on this. I still work a full-time job, mind you, so that's it's been a project, but it is finally drained, and I want to give a very, very big thanks to Cube Prospector, Oda, and Featherfetcher and Goose for swinging by and helping a little bit with this. They really helped out a lot with this. Cube actually lent me his beacon so I could get all of the actual monument here removed, and I went ahead and kind of smoothed this out because I've got ideas for this. I'm not planning on removing any of this inner stuff here unless I have ideas later on, but that's okay because the actual footprint of the build is going to be right here around this outer edge going all the way around, and it's going to be this massive thing. But I kind of planned this build beforehand and kind of planned it with some of the prismarine blocks. And you're probably wondering, well, you just tore down an entire monument, right? You should have enough blocks, right? No. So I've got enough of these, and I don't think I'm using any of the other prismarine blocks, but the dark prismarine in particular, I did not get nearly enough out of that. I need like 16 stacks of dark prismarine slabs, so I think I need to go on ahead and make the farm itself. Now, one thing that I didn't really think about when I started this is that this is just a little off-center, but I think this is okay because I think I'm going to be able to make this work the way I want to. Yeah, I can kind of modify the farm design that I'm working with, which the farm tutorial that I'm following will be linked in the description below. But yeah, so this is what we're starting with. I just got to go on ahead and make this actual farm itself, and then I will explain how it works when it's done. This is actually very simple, just looking at the video, and this is exactly how I thought it was going to work, but I have a very, very bad habit of overcomplicating these things, so I think I'm going to just go on ahead and get this started, and I will show you guys when I'm done. Alright, so the farm is finally done, and I must admit it's getting really late here, so I'm probably just going to AFK this overnight and see how this performs. From what I could tell, this is already performing really well. Sodium has got this weird water glass issue. We're going to kind of ignore how that looks right there, but yeah, if we go down here, you can see I've got this collection chest area, which needs another torch because this is a little too dark. There we go. And yeah, this is literally just like not even 3 minutes of me being AFK. And yeah, so that's how I know this works. This is all virtually empty, so I'm just going to leave it like it is, and we will see how it all performs overnight. But I just kind of want to show how the farm works a little bit. So essentially what happens is inside of these tubes, which I've got 4 of them all around this thing here, they, well, these tubes here, they spawn the guardians, and the soul sand pushes them up, and when they get pushed up, they get pushed right into this little area that pushes them off over here to the edge, as you can see here, and then they fall right on down here. And usually they will die on impact, but if they manage to live, the campfires are there to actually finish them off. The campfires are above hoppers, so the other items can flow through, and for whatever reason, items don't burn up over the campfires. I don't understand it, but it seems to work. And then that up there is the AFK platform, which is where I'm going to be spending my night and seeing how this thing does. And yeah, so the goal is to get this done and get pretty much all of the dark prismarine and stuff that I need for this build, and then a few more resources, and we should be good to go on the actual build itself. But I just want to see how this thing performs overnight, so I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, it is the next morning later. It's been about 7.5 hours since I recorded that last clip. And yeah, so this farm has been busy. I also made this box around the AFK platform because I'm a paranoid wreck of a man, and I feel like even when I just have the top layer of glass like I had before, then I've got to worry about phantoms, and I'm just not about that. I'm not going to risk anything. I've had too many issues in the past. I'm just going to leave it alone. So this farm has been running by the looks of it. I did leave my camera free cammed down here pretty much all night, so I could at least see, as I might have gotten up throughout the night, I could kind of see that the farm is still working, and it definitely has. From what I could tell, things are responding left and right, and by the looks of it, everything is 100% full, all the way down to these bottom chests. So this farm is really, really OP, and what I need to do is I need to probably make a bigger storage system, and I'm probably going to add in like an auto sorter and stuff, but that's going to come later. I don't really have the redstone materials right now to do the big auto sorter, because considering how much stuff we're getting out of this, I'm definitely going to need quite a large one, and chances are when I make it, the fish is not going to stay anyway, but that's fine. Yeah, so this has been a pretty productive farm. I'm really, really happy with it, and because of that, that means I can start getting the materials together to actually finish the rest of this place. I mean, you can already see the color palette that I am working with here, with the light blue glass and then the deep slate that's already textured and everything here. And yeah, so this is going to be just one giant thing, and you're basically looking at the color palette that I'm working with. There's going to be some pretty exotic blocks that I've never touched before. This is going to be a fun build. I need to go on ahead and, well, first of all, sleep the night away, and second of all, go on ahead and start getting resources together for this build. I will catch you guys here in a bit. Alright, all the resources have been acquired now, and, you know, I haven't really built anything in the last couple of episodes, so this is really exciting. I figure go big or go home, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. I've got pretty much all the materials laid out here that I'm gonna need, and some of the extra ones here that I was missing for this actual build. So I think with this, I'm gonna go on ahead and get started. This is gonna be quite a large project, so I guess it's time-lapse time. Alright, so I am finally done building this thing, and before we get into showing this thing off, I just want to say that it has taken me 2 whole weeks of getting everything together and getting this whole thing built, and it's been a crazy thing. I mean, from the designing process, to the building process, to getting the farm up, to getting all of the resources gathered, plus getting the ocean monument drained, which took longer than anything else. It's been just absolute chaos. But it's been fun. I have really enjoyed this process. So if you enjoy seeing this and you want to see more projects like this in the future, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I sure do appreciate that. Don't forget to do it. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this thing, which is, well, it's absolutely massive. This is probably the largest build I think I have ever done. And you can see up there that it's working, and I'm just standing back here. He looks like he's having a hard time getting to where he needs to go, but we'll ignore that. So, I did put sand down as the floor, and some of this will have to come up eventually because the storage room that's down here is definitely going to have to be expanded because of just how much this thing has filled up. So, I'm going to have to change some of this around at some point. We'll figure that out. I'm not really worried about making that a today project. I missed a block right there. Whoops. Okay, we'll fix that here in a second. So, yeah, this thing is absolutely massive, but I really, really love it. So, from the island where we started this whole project on over here, I've already torn down the portal, as you could probably tell. It doesn't look too big from over here. I mean, you can tell it's big, but it's nothing until you actually get up close and see everything that's going on here. So some things I want to point out first and foremost are some blocks that I've never used. Basically being, well, pretty much all of the prismarine. I very seldom use this stuff, and I am glad that I have made a farm for it because, wow, this stuff is cool. I love this so much. Yeah, I need to use this more. I don't know what else to say about it. The tube coral, or coral in general, I've never used it. Never used it. And this was an absolute pain to get put together. To actually get this stuff, you know, to stay like it should. Whoops, I'm just going to destroy all my work down there. You have to waterlog. Well, not waterlog it, but you have to, you know, have running water to it at least to keep it from dying. And, yeah, I'm sure this is just, yep, there goes all my crops and my carpet. Whoops. Whatever. But yeah, so you have to get water inside of these things here to get the coral to stay alive. That was an absolute pain, but this is so cool. I really, really love how this blue stands out with everything. Now, I mean, if you're up here, it kind of blends in a little bit with the ocean, but I think that's okay because from down here, it's not too bad. It sticks out a little bit and everything. It's darker than the sky is, so that's a nice touch. And especially whenever you look at it with the surrounding terrain, the blue really stands out, and that's just a nice thing. Again, I've never touched coral before, and I'm really, really glad that I did. And then I wanted there to look like there was some sort of life in here, so I added in all of this grass over here, other than what I just destroyed. And then obviously there's some hidden lighting going on throughout here, so this isn't just a giant death trap when anybody enters. I'd rather not die every time I come here. But yeah, so I wanted to make this place look like there was some life growing on the inside, so that's what I did here with all of the grass, and of course it's raining, and the leaves and everything else, and I absolutely love it. I also textured the heck out of these walls with the deep slate stuff, you know, the cobbled deep slate, and then the cracked deep slate bricks. It looks amazing. And then I've got the light blue glass that also really just accents the water and everything that's going on. Other than the fact that it's raining, you would be able to see it a little bit better. And basically all of this is just a whole new palette for me. I absolutely love this. And this is hands down the biggest structure I have ever made. It's just unreal. Oh, these towers, while I'm thinking about it. They're not anything fancy, but I really like the edge design that I did, like the crown that's going around it. This is absolutely amazing. And then just a little rooftop that goes over it with some of these soul lanterns for a little bit of lighting. I wanted it to be kind of like, well, mood lighting, I guess. I didn't want it to be super bright, and I wanted it to just kind of be lit up enough that there's not anything spawning up here, and it still adds to the aesthetic of it. And then these glass panes here are for little doorways in and out of here. Not that there's anything that needs to be in here. I mean, I could dig down in here and do some interior work. Not gonna do it. I'm just not. I am done with this build now. I'm not messing with it any further. But yeah, and then these little slopey roofs here that's going around the whole circumference of the build is absolutely amazing in my opinion. Again, the prismarine was a really nice touch. The dark prismarine was an absolute pain to get, but it was a great touch and I'm happy I got it. And then I just wanted to separate it up just a little bit with some of the deep slate here, which is really, really nice. And that's pretty much it. I mean, at its core, this is a very simple build, but this is a very large build and a very complex build, and it's been just one heck of a time getting it all together. So again, if you would like, comment, and subscribe, I would much appreciate that, because this was a very, very massive project, and I put in a lot of effort for this, and I hope you guys enjoy what I have done here. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm baffled by this, and yeah. So the storage room, it's going to get adjusted. Like I said earlier, this whole area down here is not going to stay this way because, for one, this is ugly, and this keeps filling up, other than the fact that I just emptied it out because I was putting up a temporary pop-up shop back over at Spawn. Let me get over there to that and show you what I did real quick. Alright, so we're back at Spawn in front of I Got Junk, and this is where I put the little pop-up shop. It's not going to be anything fancy for now. I'm planning on making a shop for it in the next episode or two. I don't really have enough time to do that now because of, well, I've been working on this one project for 2 weeks, so cut me some slack there. But I did go on ahead and put some temporary stock out here in front of the other shop, just so this way the other crafters can come along and then they can purchase some of this stuff. The sea lanterns are a little bit more expensive, but that's because it costs so much to make these sea lanterns. Dark Prismarine, you can see, is not here, and that is because we don't have a reliable source of black dye yet. And, well, without me just absolutely murdering the population of squids that's here on the server, we're not going to have that for a little bit. I'm not sure who's planning on doing a squid farm at all this season. If anybody's going to do it or anything like that, I might end up having to do it just for the black prismarine or the dark prismarine, but it is what it is. But yeah, so I've put it out here so the other crafters can just come over here and get their fix on the prismarine that they want or need for their builds, and that's pretty much it. With everything that we've accomplished with today's episode, I think that is going to be where we end it for today. As always, if you've enjoyed this content, please be sure to show your support by liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And be sure to check the description down below so you guys can check out the other crafters' content as well. And you can join the CraftWorks fan Discord where you can interact with us, share your memes, share your videos, share everything else, and just kind of get to know us better and let us get to know you guys better. And yeah, I think that just about does it. My name is Lane. I will catch you guys in the next one.